Hey folks, Daily Landsblog for April the 26th, 2018. And you know, obviously, what happened in Toronto earlier this week with that individual who drove his car, his van, rented van, up onto the sidewalk. And it's just, I mean, it's almost too horrendous just to talk about. But one of the things that is really distressing and really alarming and really painful for a lot of people who are reading about this is when there's a reference to him as being mentally ill. And I think that it's really important that we distinguish between what might drive someone to do what that individual did, or to go into a school with an AR-15 and shoot it up. All of these, these mass murders that take place. We need a different category to put this in. It's not the same as a mental illness. I hate this word, but it's, mental defect. It's these individuals are born, for the most part, with something that prevents them from feeling empathy, that prevents them from maybe processing things rationally, prevents them from understanding their consequences. They are driven by all kinds of thoughts and ideas. And I guess what I'm trying to say is that we need to distinguish between what I suffer from, which is a mental illness called depression and anxiety, but in particular, depression. And what has happened repeatedly over the course of, the last 10 years, you keep hearing about it. And then you hear people in the United States talking about how, it's not about the guns, it's about the mentally ill. We need a different way to phrase it. For instance, if someone has a stroke, okay, I'm just thinking this as I go through it. If someone has a stroke and they are incapable of doing certain things because of the brain damage caused by their stroke, you wouldn't say they have a mental illness, even though it is in their brain and they are incapable of doing certain things. Similarly, someone who drives their van up on the sidewalk is not mentally ill, but somehow mentally damaged from birth. I don't know what to call it. I just know that people who suffer from mental illness retreat when they hear others talking about, oh, that guy must have been mentally ill. And I don't know how to put it sensitively, because that individual who did that horrible act, obviously, to some extent, is a victim as well, right? From the standpoint that obviously he's lacking something in his brain that would allow him to do that. But it's not a mental illness. And as long as we keep calling it that, we force people back into the closet because they don't want to be grouped with someone like that, nor should we be. SickNotWeak.com, 24 hours a day, 364 days a year. We're here because we, people with these struggles, need a voice.